Okay, so in this video, we're going to show you how to put together this super cute jack-o'-lantern tea light. And basically all it is 4 sheets of paper. You obviously don't use a lot of the paper, so you can actually, using the same sheet for each color, probably get, I'd say, 4 or 5 out of 4 sheets of paper. So, and they go together pretty quickly. They cut very quickly. It only took me a few minutes to get all these cut out. I was using my Sizzix Eclipse machine. And I'll go ahead and show you how everything goes together. Here are my pieces. And what we're gonna do is begin by kind of putting the layers on the jack-o'-lantern first. Okay, so your download actually comes with, or I should say, the hat cuts out with this. I just erased the hat from that. I cut the little, I forgot what those are called. It's the little viney part of pumpkin. I should know what they're called because I grow pumpkins, but I don't. I always call them the little curly cues. But I wanted my jack-o'-lantern to have a festive looking hat. So I got some paper from, I think it's My Mind's Eye, and cut out his hat using that instead. So we're going to put the hat on like that. And there's 2 of them because these butt up against each other back to back. And we're just going to glue that on. Just add a couple dots here and there. Just make sure that you get some glue out to the perimeter here, just to make sure that it sits nicely. So we'll get that glued on. And then there's also a vellum element to kind of diffuse the light and give this thing an eerie glow. And we did that in a yellow vellum, and that's going to get glued onto the back. Now, if you don't have colored vellum, check out our free printables section, where you'll find a download, which is basically just a set of colors that you can send to your printer to print on just plain white vellum to add color to it. That's in the free download section, or free printables section, I should say. I think it's also in the free SVG section. So I'm just dotting this because I don't want to put too much glue on here to where it's going to smear out. So I'm just adding a series of dots, and I just want to go ahead and glue that on, making sure that you're covering all of the openings and that it's not sticking out at all. Okay, so that's pretty good. There we go. We're going to do that to the other side. And then all that's really left to do is just kind of wrap this thing around a tea light. And one thing I've come to realize is that these little mini tea lights, like the one you see here, they do come in slightly different diameters, but it doesn't matter. It'll still work no matter what. Yours may overlap a little bit more or a little bit less, but I think we pretty much made sure that it would work no matter what. So just get your vellum on there. Okay, just push that down, let it hold. And as you can see here, you can kind of deconstruct this thing. The jack-o'-lantern actually goes down first. And all we're going to do at this point is just take and kind of grab it like this and hold it up against that tea light and just wrap it around. Okay, just kind of wrap it around your tea light. You don't want to make it too tight because you do eventually want to take this out possibly and use your tea light somewhere else, or if you need to change the battery or whatever. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue here. Probably put a little bit too much there. I'm just going to push and hold that down while it dries. Okay. So there you see him, and he's already kind of glowing. See a little tea light there. And once we have him on there, we can actually go ahead and put a little bit of glue up here. And we're gonna join these two pieces together just to get them to stick. So you're probably gonna need to hold this in place for just a few seconds just to ensure that it gets a good grip, just like that. Okay. And then we can go ahead with our next layer, and it looks like our next layer is gonna be this brown layer. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on first, and then we can train the little viney thingies. Don't even know what they're called. And again, all we're gonna do is just wrap this around like so. And he's kind of like, help me, I can't see. That's okay. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue here. And just glue that down. And while I'm holding this, you can go ahead and do is grab like a small dowel or something, probably something preferably round. This pencil it's got little ridges on it, so it might kind of throw this off. It's a little difficult doing it with one hand, but I do want to just kind of speed up the process here. Because these things in nature, if you have ever grown pumpkins or watched how pumpkins grow, they tend to kind of, you know, curl. Okay, so the smaller the diameter of whatever it is you're using, you know, the more curly it's going to look. So these guys here, you're going to want to train these guys out so you can see the pumpkin better. Okay, so I'm going to put him down, and I'm just going to wrap this around my pencil. Kind of helps if here we go. So you see how that looks. And then also, if you want, you can kind of train this out and then just curl the edge. Just get that nice and tight, and then it kind of looks like that. So however you want to do it is fine. And then what we're going to do is just continue layering this, okay? And let me get this out of the way. And actually, before we do that, I want to go ahead and take these and train these out too, okay, so that they don't obstruct the layer behind it, okay? So we'll go ahead and I'm going to put that leaf right there so it's not all up in his face. Okay, and then we can just glue that down. And then once this is all together, you can definitely just continue training things and moving things out of the way, just to kind of, you know, you can fold that right there to get it out of the way more. Okay, see how I'm doing that, just so that you can see the pumpkin. It's looking cute. And finally, we have this layer here. These are the little leaves, and I'm going to curl these on my pencil like that, kind of bend them. Okay. And I mean, if you want, you can just kind of take this and drag it along the edge of a table. That might actually work a little easier. Just be careful because it is a little delicate. But as you can see, this one I did on the table, and I like the way that it flared out a lot more. So go ahead and start on one end here and just wrap it around. And you want to actually, when you position the leaves, try to get them in between the other leaves, okay, so that they don't fight for real estate here. They should kind of alternate. Okay, so we'll get that one in place and just get that glued down just like we did the previous layers. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right there. Probably put a little bit too much on there. I'm going to spread that out and clean off my finger and just push and hold that down. Okay, so there he is. He's not completely, all the leaves and stuff are not completely trained, but that's the fun part at the end. You can just go ahead and do that and get him looking however you want. Okay. So there you go. It's a very simple, quick project. Cuts quick, assembles quick. I might even venture to say that a child could probably do this. Okay, so here you go. Super cute.
Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.